And there you go. Welcome to Worldwide Weddings TV, the online TV show of Worldwide Weddings PH. How are you, everyone? Happy Monday night. I know I'm a new face here, and I'm happy to be back. Welcome to season three of Worldwide Weddings TV. By the way, my name is Lauren Kramer, and I'm a professional host and a singer and the owner of Eventology by Lauren. To start off the night, make sure to comment down where you're from, where you're, watching, if you're from the Philippines or from abroad. Tonight's episode here in Worldwide Weddings TV, we feature different wedding experts nationwide, and we learn wedding planning while having fun. By the way, this tonight's episode is brought to you by Aja Deliveries. More than just deliveries, a delivery concierge, and BNI Supreme, the most successful business referral organization of its type and the world, together with Virtual Expo PH, Bridal Fair PH, brideworthy.com, and the weddingreviews.com. Ang dami nating sponsors for tonight, and I'm excited to host my first ever segment for this Monday, the second Monday of January. So, hello Philippines and hello world. Good evening. Tonight's episode will be about behind the scenes with Lauren Kramer. Exciting, diba? Because you get to know more about what happens in um in the background while you're actually on stage on the wedding day. Isn't that exciting? You get to appreciate more of the work of the suppliers that we do on your wedding day. So, okay, now, if you're in the Philippines and you're planning to get married in the Philippines, kahit hindi ka Filipino, but you're planning to get married in the Philippines, you are in the right place. Yes, because every Friday night or every night, you have to make sure you make it your daily habit to watch and learn from different wedding experts in the Philippines. If I'm not mistaken, yesterday the topic was DIY weddings. Tama ba? If you've watched it, make sure to comment because I think later on we're gonna have a raffle. Tama ba? Yes? Yes. Okay. So, time check. Okay, Singapore, for everyone who's in Singapore, it's 8 p.m. UAE, 4 p.m. UK, it's 1 p.m. US, 8 a.m. and Australia, 12 noon. So, nabanggit ko yun because we have a wide array of viewers. 12 midnight ba? 12 midnight. 12 midnight. Okay. So, sorry, first time hosting this segment. Okay. So, as you know, we're not just doing this out of fun, okay? But of course, this show is in alignment, or this is actually in preparation for the upcoming Worldwide Weddings Online Bridal Fair, which will be starting or have started last January 5 until March 6 with interactive virtual expo happening on March 4, 5, and 6 of 2022. Bakit ko na-mention yun? It's because as we know, Omicron is rising. So, although nabigyan tayo ng konting leeway as to opening or having bridal showers, like live bridal showers, why not do your bridal showers online less the Omicron? 'Di ba? What an intelligent way of going to bridal fairs, learning about other suppliers, and booking your suppliers on the spot. Again, that's March 4, 5, and 6. And details will be given out by our team later. So I'm super excited with that because I think, tama ba, part ako ng Wedding Expo, if I'm not mistaken. But yes, okay. So let's read some comments. I'm sure, ayan, ang ating CEO, Miss Jennifer Janae Arabe is there. Okay. Sino pa ba? I know we've got a lot because I've shared this. So, Bicolano brides and grooms are also watching tonight. So, to all our viewers, comment down below where you're watching from, and later on, you might actually win a prize or at the end of the week ba? Tama ba? At the end of the week, we'll be having one big raffle and you'll be winning a prize. Isn't that exciting? So, Yes, the end of the week. Ayan, confirmed. Okay, so what what's the next thing? Is the video reel? Is it gonna be my segment now? The BTS. Okay, it's not the Korean brand or Korean boy band, but it's behind the scenes with Lauren. This will just be like pure 20 minutes of giving out tips, okay, on how we can or understand better behind the scenes kapag nangyayari yung wedding day, right? So it's called behind the scenes because basically um what we wanted to do is, since we know that brides and grooms are watching, but at the end of the day, your wedding is not just a social event, it's a production. And I think when you get to realize that, you get to appreciate more your suppliers. At the end of the day, you get to appreciate what they're doing for you all throughout the day. Also, you get to have a glimpse of how it is to be an artista for a day. And I think that's very important because we have same day edit videos which you need, or which actually needs your projection all throughout the day. So I'm excited to start this. Okay, let's have the first slide. Okay, the first slide. So, eto na nga, are you doing your wedding DIY? If yes, then continue watching. As I've said yesterday ata, tama, if I'm not mistaken, we have the DIY replay with Janae. Yes, yes. The community event. So every Sunday we have the community event, and yesterday what we had was the DIY episode. So this is more of like, if by any chance, you really wish to be super hands-on with your wedding, this will surely help you. But I strongly suggest again that if you want, we'll be having the bridal fair. So if you want, stress-free wedding prep, it's a must that, kuha ka na lang ng wedding um organizer, just like Jennifer Grabe, right? Okay, so next slide. Okay, the next slide is, aside from being a social event, your wedding is a production. 'Di ba? Hindi nyo naisip yun. But what I'm saying here is, if you happen to watch live shows like ASAP or Wawawi, or wala naman tayong pinopromote na channel dito, no? But any event, your wedding is like that. And paano siya nakakatulong to know about it? You have to understand that all throughout the wedding, there will be camera on your face. And if you get to realize that early on, kasi I think the first glimpse of you having that would have to be during prenup pictorials, right? Like yung for the pre-wedding pictures. So, dun pa lang magi-gauge mo na yung sarili mo how you would perform in front of a camera. Tama? So, what's the good thing about knowing that your wedding is a production is you understand that you're actually a performer all throughout the wedding preparation, not just on the day, but before that. And doon na papasok yung, your versatility as a groom and a bride to project in front of a camera. So a lot of bride and groom would have, paano ba, a dream wedding in their mind. They would see pictures na ang ganda ng kuha, ang ganda ng shot, ang ganda ng projection, but that they don't get to realize that it takes a lot of effort, not just from the photographers, but also from the bride and the groom, 'di ba? It means hindi lang siya yung tatayo ka lang in front of the camera and would smile. It takes practice. So when you get to realize that it's a production, you get to prepare accordingly. So hindi lang siya basta-basta lang nangyayari. And with that in mind, since napaghahandaan mo siya, you get to see the results that you want. 'Di ba? Kasi at the end of the day, kahit anong galing ng photographer, if the bride and the groom are not really enthusiastic, ayan, in front of the camera, we won't really see much of your dream pictures. So, bakit ko siya sinasabi? Because aside from being a host, I also do, I assist in events. And one of the best mentors that I've had was Jennifer Rabbit during the pre-pandemic season when I was still in Manila. She would bring me to events, and I get to be immersed in the background, not just because I used to sing as well as aside from being a wedding host. So I get to experience both of the worlds, being on stage and off stage. And minsan, the bride and the groom, they forget that for them to achieve, their dream shots, their dream pictures, they have to put, you know, um, equal effort din. Hindi lang siya kasi magaling yung photographer ko, sila nang bahala, or magaling sa video, sila nang bahala. No. You have to understand that it's a production and you're a talent for that day. Okay? So that's slide number 1. Let's go to slide number 2. Ito. This is a very good tip. This is the reason why you're watching me now, why you're watching worldwide weddings. It's because you have to get to know your suppliers. You have to research, research, research. Walang ibang way, okay, to paano ba, ace it. Kasi you only get to have your wedding once. So make sure that you make your research about your suppliers. Another tip is it would be best if you actually hire suppliers who have already worked in the past. They already have a working relationship. So let's say this for this event, diba? You're watching me now, Worldwide Weddings TV. All of the suppliers here are handly picked, okay, by the team. And most of them are the top caliber suppliers in their field. And with you knowing that, you get to realize that they've already worked in the past, they've already had a good working relationship, they know the work ethics of each supplier. So bakit kailangan to? Kasi of course, at the end of the day, we have to realize that suppliers are human beings as well. And as much as we would, have as much as we would like to have a collaborative environment all the time, minsan there would be, some not misunderstandings, but more of like things that they need to discuss. So at least with you knowing that all of the suppliers are in good terms and they've already worked with each other before, they actually know kung paano magbigayan, because it's very important to suppliers na magbigayan, especially on the wedding day. So bigayan meaning start from the timeline, right? So from the timeline, si wedding organizer ang bahala doon. Just by any chance, sabihin natin si makeup artist was a little late for quite some time. Wedding organizer would know what to do, 'di ba? Right way. And then if by any chance dumating na si makeup artist, they would know kung paano babawiin yung oras na nawala. The team synergy is important. Exactly. That's the word. The team centered synergy. So if hindi ko naman sinasabing not to get wedding suppliers, right, na hindi pa nagkaka-work before, but the working environment and the work ethics of all of the suppliers who've already worked before, they've already created a cohesive team synergy. Meaning, super gaana nilang magkatrabaho with each other. Like for example, okay, for to give you a more concrete example, as a host, I get to be the last part of the program. And as much as we want, to like really stick with the timeline all throughout the day, meron talagang mga mishaps na nangyayari. That's why it's a must that you hire a host, okay, that's very hands-on and a um very particular sa time. At the same time, he's creative. Kasi what if kung natagalan mag-post na? Okay? What would you do in the venue if all the guests are already there? 'Di ba? And then you don't have a band. So, if you hire a host who can, host and sing, wala ka nang poproblemahin because you have the entertainment while waiting for the rest of the team. And usually nangyayari talaga yon like yun even if we stick to the timeline, meron talagang mga mishaps. Okay, let's just read. Watching from Mandalong. Hi Nadel, Angeles. Hi Cara. Lazaro, watching from Cainta. Ayan. And of course, si Edgy. Ang daming Edge. Let's read a few comments before we get to slide number 3. Ayan, si Diana. Hi, Diana. From Lipa, Batangas. Oy, Cindy, all the way from Albay. Hello. Watching from QC, Bon D. And ayan, friend ko to, one of the best teachers in town, Ruth Madriaga. Soon to be bride. And obviously, ako na talaga ang wedding host sa wedding niya, hindi pwedeng iba. Eto, si Luisa Oy, she said, I DIY my own wedding and I realized that though it cuts a lot in time in the budget, and it's also fun because I had my own touch. I realized having a coordinator will save me from all the fuss. This is a good topic. Totoo. Totoo. I understand, Luisa, because I have a lot of friends who did DIY. But minsan, you're on the edge during wedding day. So parang o kahit may coordinator, you get to realize na sana I've just allotted a certain part of this budget para I was able to spend more time instead of, planning my own wedding. But, clap to you, Louisa. Palakpakan natin si Louisa for DIYing her own wedding. I hope it was a great wedding, Louisa. Ayan. And of course, Shini Peña Florida watching all the way from Taytay, Rizal. Excited soon to wed here. Hi, Shini. Sana um, yung wedding experts natin yung kinuha mo dito para wala ka ng problema. Ganon. Okay, so going back, yun na nga, team synergy is very important. You have to make sure that they work well as a team, but at the same time, they also work well on their own. Ganon. So, medyo ipabalance siya, pero kailangan, it's a must, that, kumbaga, the supplier on their own, they stood up for their name. And ano pa nga ba or sino pa nga ba ang mga suppliers na hanapin nyo dito na sa Worldwide Weddings TV and Expo? Okay, so let's have the next slide. Okay, eto, this is a topic that I super want to emphasize. It says, if it says basic, then it's probably basic. You have to be extra with the word basic. Anong ibig sabihin nito? Okay. So, for soon to be weds and especially sa grooms and bride, 'di ba? Every time you get a supplier, they would provide the list of services that you would be getting on your wedding day. And hindi naman natin nilalahat, but there would be suppliers who would just put, for example, it's a very basic example, basic example. They would say basic sound system. Okay? So comment down below if you've experienced this and or if not, if you have any friends who've experienced this. So usually nangyayari to sa uh events or I mean sa venue. So they would already say na we already have a sound but it's just the basic sound system. Then syempre ikaw first, since first time mong ikakasal, you don't have any idea as to what the basic means. Okay, this doesn't apply to sound system as well, but there would be other suppliers um who would, mask, or they wouldn't be that particular with the specific services that they offer. So going back, so kapag sinabi sa venue na basic, okay, sound system, most of the bride and groom, they would just sign, right? They will just sign the contract and basically mahihiya to ask what would include, or what's included, or what's inclusive with with a basic sound system. And magugulat ka na lang on the wedding day. Exactly. Knowledge is power. Magugulat ka na lang on the wedding day. You only have one wired microphone. You don't have a laptop. They don't have a specific tech guy who's manning the booth for the sounds. And worst comes to worst, CD pa yung ginagamit. And I've experienced this myself. That's why um I really took the courage and time to invest in myself and go to TMC because I wouldn't know what to do if mangyayari to like on the day of my event. So, that's what I'm saying. You have, sabi nga ni, um as we all know, knowledge is power. So you actually have to be not really a bridezilla, but you have to be very detailed, okay, as to the services that you get. So just a tip, okay, if by any chance you're doing a DIY wedding and you go to the venue and yun yung nakalagay basic sound system, do not be afraid to ask. Ask what's included with a basic sound system. And it's 2022. So what you should be looking for is at least two wireless microphones, okay? Speakers, two speakers, a laptop, okay? And a dedicated tech guy who will man the laptop. That's what a basic sound system should look like if you're having a wedding in 2022. Because if not, then I strongly suggest that you hire a sound system aside from what you currently have from the venue. Because, a lot of bride and groom, minsan they don't realize na the sound system is actually a big part of the reception. I mean, 'di ba? The host can host and at the same time produce the background music for the rest of the reception time, 'di ba? And that's the reason why you should keep watching Worldwide Weddings TV because you learn much about wedding while having fun. So this is the benefit of it. Now, going back with the basic, it also includes another is makeup packages, right? So I'm not sure who's our expert for the makeup packages, but minsan that you have to be very specific kung sino yung may make-upan, ilan yung kasamang head sa makeup, sino ang kasama sa makeup. You just really have to be um you just really have to scrutinize basically kung ano yung kinukuha yung package because if not, then at the pagdating ng wedding day, since you DIY'd it, there's no one else to blame but yourself. So you really have to make sure that you go through the contract and the suppliers won't take it personally. They would actually enjoy answering your questions. So make sure to ask them. Okay? And at the end of the day, the reason why you've hired them is because you trust them with their skills and communicating power. So that's another thing you should look for a supplier. Okay, let's have the next slide. I think I only have two more slides left. Okay. It says whatever you agreed with your co-suppliers is it's between you and them and not who's paying for the wedding. Mm, 'di ba? Ang ganda. Okay, aminin nyo, may co-suppliers. Ayan, comment down below kung naranasan nyo na to. So just to, share, because this is what we're gonna do the whole night. Share anecdotes of, stories that had your review of experience while hosting or being a wedding organizer. So, ito na nga yung nangyari. So, we had a meeting, the bride and the groom, I was the host. So, since was very hands-on with the program, as in we went through the detail, okay? Now, of course, hindi natin minimenos yung participation of, kasi minsan there would, paano ba, instances like the whole wedding would be um cared off by someone, right? And what would happen is, or what happened in my case was the program wasn't followed. The reason being was that whoever cared of the program, he had guests who were actually leaving early, and they were basically put on the program on the last part na to give, messages, as in we had the whole program plan. So what happened was I have to revise the program as I do the program on stage. Can you just imagine? So syempre ikaw as a host, you have to make sure that, professional ka pa rin all throughout the reception. So, as nakaka-bother siya in a way, because you can just see the bride and the groom get sad because yung napag-usapan naming program days or weeks before the wedding, hindi siya nasunod just because of that. So, if by any chance that would happen and it still does happen, the best thing is actually isama nyo whoever who's paying for the wedding. Or, if you think your parents will have, something to say about the program, then include them in the process of creating the program. Include them in the meeting with your suppliers para they would understand. Because there would be really instances wherein yun bigla ka nang lalapitan in the stage while you're hosting and someone would ask, hindi pa ba tayo kakain? And that was like, wait lang po, there's a specific part for that on the program. Parang, 'di ba? But those were the younger days of me hosting and not knowing, how to react with that. But ngayon, you get to realize that the only option you have for that is include them. 'Di ba? Natawa na lang si Bondi. Na-experience mo ba yun, Bondi? Or you're getting married? Funny but true. Yeah, especially in the Philippine setup, 'di ba? We get to experience that. Like, yun nga, that's one culture, that's one part of our culture, especially during weddings, that we would want to change. So again, going back, whatever you agreed with your co-suppliers, that's between you and them. If by any chance you think someone is gonna have a say, okay, especially sa flow ng program, the best thing to do is bring them during the meeting. Kasi I would rather have explain it during the meeting than, get surprised on the day that the program we've discussed cannot, push through just because merong guests na naaalis, or, we have to put through the dining just because, somebody has to eat early. So it's both frustrating not only for the bride and the groom but also for the suppliers, in a way that sayang yung time and effort na ginugol ng mga suppliers, and there's a reason why ganun yung pagparte-parte ng program, especially if you have a same-day edit video at the end. Okay, so I hope you gained so much on bullet number 4. Okay, I think let's have the last, okay, slide. Okay, this is one thing, syempre, mahirap tong i-internalize kasi you only get to be a bride once or a groom once, but you have to take note that you're an artista for a day. Make sure to always project, and baliktad pa yung spelling ng always. So ayan, kaway-kaway naman sa mga soon to be bride sa ating comment section. Ayan, private chat. Okay, so if we have any brides on our watching, I know marami, comment down below and ask, kasi ito talaga yung number one question. It's how to project sa camera. So it's something that hindi napag-aaralan in 30 minutes. Okay? It's something that you have to consciously do. And minsan, ito talaga yung challenge ng bride and the groom on the wedding day because, of course, hindi naman talaga sila, you're not an artista or you're not always in front of the camera all the time. So, hindi mo talaga to napapractice. Asan ang ating mga brides on the comment section. Ayan, if you're watching. So, number one tip, ayan, okay, know your angles. Paano mo malalaman yon? So, you can just grab a mirror, okay? Now, what you do, ito, here's my mirror. Nakita ba siya? So, I know you've taken selfies, right? Okay. So what you need to understand is if you actually know your angle, you have, I don't believe you have a bad side. You have a less attractive side. So now I'm looking at my mirror, okay? Ngayon pa lang, know your which side is more attractive than the other side. So on my end, I think it would have to be my this side. Okay, I'm not sure if you're agreeing. Comment down below. But this, I feel like my right side is way more good looking than my left side. And you also have to understand that we don't have asymmetrical, not like I mean we have very limited yung mga taong who has symmetrical face. So your eyes might be drooping on the left side or it could be on the right side. Baka mas mataas yung kilay mo on the left side. Those are the things that you already need to know para kapag nag-makeup na, that's something that you can say to your makeup artist. And it would be better if you're actually talking to your makeup artist on the day or even like weeks before, okay? So that they would know the features um that you think you'd like to highlight on your wedding day. Ganon. Because, for example, there would be brides na, or paano ba, hindi masyado or hindi ganon binayaan with a nose, okay? Pero maganda yung eyes. So, if your supplier is from Worldwide Weddings TV or Worldwide Weddings PH, that makeup artist na supplier would know what to do with your eyes, right? Kasi doing makeup, it's just not just putting falsies and maganda ka na. No, it's actually bringing out your own beauty. Kasi kung mapapansin nyo, just a tip, okay, for choosing makeup artist. And I know our experts here at Worldwide Weddings PH, ganon sila. They don't have the same look for each of the bride. Alam mo yon, yung parang pag tiningnan mo yung pictures that they post, they have the same look. for all of the bride. And that's something na hindi gano'n ka-flattering for me to look at. It would, mas nagagalingan ako dun sa mga makeup artist na who actually brings out the ano ba, specific feature from a bride. Yung hindi pa parang hindi nakahulma yung face. So that's one thing that you'd have to look for a makeup artist, okay? Aside from knowing your sides. Okay, I think we have a question. Okay. So it says on the question, gusto ko ng dramatic na entrance sa wedding ko. How do I prepare this kind of concept and what happens behind the scene para maganap ito? Paanong dramatic? Because we have, this is a good question actually, but we have different types of entrances ngayon na nauuso. 'Di ba meron ng yung mapapawaw yung mga tao. Well, that depends. Okay? So, the first thing that we actually do is we assess what the bride or the groom can do. 'Di ba? Very witty. Kasi if the bride or groom can sing or dance, we bank on that. Ibig sabihin, instead of, looking for backup dancers or people who can dance, since they can dance and sing, we focus on what they can do. So that will create the dramatic effect that you're looking for um on your entrance. First is we actually ask what the couple can do. Now, just in case they can't, okay, hindi sila masyadong biniyayaan with the singing and dancing skills, we get to ask sino sa entourage mo ang kayang kumanta or sumayaw. Ganon. So, we branch out from the couple to the entourage and to the rest of the guests. Um, hindi option agad yung, sige, mag-hire tayo ng dancer. We don't, I personally as a host, um, don't rush into that decision right away. Mas gusto kong, yung bride or groom and the rest of the entourage, they make up the production themselves para, it's gonna be memorable and less of a hassle in a way kasi you know that they're gonna be there plus less gastos, right? So, going back kung paano mapapawaw, dramatic and mapapawaw yon. Those are my suggestions. Aside from that, uso na ngayon yung TikTok um, entrances. So what I usually do as a host, okay, here in the province is ako mismo yung nagda-download ng songs that's gonna be used by the entourage. Hindi ko siya inaasa kay coordinator because I don't think, for me lang naman ha, well, you can comment down below kung ano yung um, idea nyo on that. Pero I'm very hands-on with the hosting that I do, that I even include on my responsibility downloading the songs that's gonna be needed by the entourage. And then on that the same day, we do a dry run with a tech guy at least an hour and 30 minutes before the wedding. Ganun ako ka detailed when it comes to my hosting. Hindi ako yung host na um ipapasa yun kay coordinator because I feel like during the event the host is actually somewhat should be the director of the wedding, and the coordinator, they're just there to assist you. Ganon. Okay. Next question. Paano make sure na makakakain ng maayos ang couple before the reception na di sasabay sa usual na eating time ng guest? Okay. This is a good question. So, actually, it all depends on gaano kagaling mag-schedule si coordinator and or wedding organizer. So, usually, if and I'm attest I can attest to this. Whenever ano ba, yung coordinating team ni Madam Jennifer Jenny Rabe ang mag-handle ng events nyo. They have this pouch for the couple. Ayan. If not, meron talagang silang specific, hindi siya crew meal, pero specific meal for the couple. Or if not, the pouch na meron talagang juice, biscuits, and kung ano pa mang pwedeng kainin. So, they would usually eat in between shoots. Like before, like in the morning, and then they would really make sure that they get to have a very good breakfast and nice lunch. Kasi to be honest, that's one thing that hindi na talaga actually magagawa ng bride before, kapag sumabak na sila after the ceremony or before even mag-start yung ceremony. So, another tip is Baroka. Ayan, we're not promoting anything here. Pero baka naman, yon you have to make sure that you're well fed on the day of the wedding. And one thing to do that is actually to get wedding organizers or coordinators who knows this in advance. Kasi yun nga, you really won't be able to eat that much all throughout the day. So next question. Bet ko maiyak si groom ko sa wedding. Ay, taray. Okay. Anong masasuggest mo na pwedeng gawin behind the scenes para ma-achieve ko to? Okay. Here's the thing. Ano ba ang kaya mong gawin? Okay, ano ang kaya mong gawin? Doon tayo mag-bank. So, if you can sing, lahat pwede. Okay. So, if you can sing, then ganito ang gagawin. Usually, ito it's a tip that I do. So, for example, may gustong i-pull out na surprise, si bride or si groom. So, what we would usually do is, um, blind, sorry, anong tawag mo dyan? Pipiringan sila. Okay. And then, ang sasabihin lang is that we have a special number, okay, prepared by a few people. Ayan, for the two of you. So, sabay sila pipiringan. And then, after nun, for example, sabihin natin si bride, okay? Si bride yung gagawa ng surprise. So, after mapiringan nilang dalawa, tatanggalin ngayon yung piring ni bride. So, may iwan sa si groom na nakapiring. And then, hindi sila ganun magkalapit sa chair. So, si bride, pagkatanggal nung piring, kung or can I still be heard? Okay. Kailangan niya mag-change ng costume or mag-prepare or what. And then, pag ready na lahat, boom, gano'n na, kanta ka na, or sayaw, or even poetry if the bride can do it. That's how we pull it out. So, pag tiningnan mo siya, hindi siya, if it's executed right, hindi siya kakain ng oras, number one, gano'n karaming oras. And number two is hindi mabobore yung audience itself. Yung tipong mawawala yung both couple on the stage just because meron kayong prepare na surprise for one couple, I mean one partner or not. So ganun siya dapat i-execute na hindi dapat nawawala yung either or couple dun sa stage. I think that's the last question for tonight. Yes, alam mo yan, Miss Madam Jenny Urabe. Ayan. So if you still have questions, comment down below. And I think all of the everyone who had commented will be part of the raffle for the next week. Okay. So, okay. Again, that would be our community event on Sunday, same time. And we will draw the winners there. Ayan. So don't forget to like our FB page and subscribe to our YouTube channel, which is Worldwide Weddings PH. Tama ba? Also, please don't forget to like my YouTube channel. It's me, Lauren K, and Eventology by Lauren. That's my FB hosting page. Now, of course, if you'd like us to have any topics to discuss, or you just have a wedding expert you want us to feature, please let us know. I'm not sure what's the episode for tomorrow. Can someone comment on that so that we can plug it again? So ano ang gagawin with MJ Linoy? That's exciting. So there would be like scenarios, tas bahala na si MJ kung ano or paano ang gagawin. I'm excited. I'm gonna watch that tomorrow. So I think we have 9 more minutes left, but on behalf of Miss Janae Rabbit, of a certified wedding specialist and head organizer of Worldwide Weddings PH, I'm your host, Lauren Kramer. So if you're a Filipino anywhere in the world, or even if you're not a Filipino planning to get married in the Philippines, then Worldwide Weddings is the place to be. Watch us every Friday or every night, and every night, I mean, at 8 p.m. Manila time, or even better, join us inside the community so we can have more fun in planning your wedding. Again, my name is Lauren Kramer. Thank you for watching Worldwide Weddings TV, helping Filipino brides and grooms around the world. That's it for me, everyone. That's a wrap. That's behind the scene with Lauren. Next time, we'll be discussing next week beauty tips just before your makeup day. So I mean, your wedding day. So I hope you enjoy this episode as much as I did. Again, tomorrow, anong gagawin mo with MJ Linoy and the rest of the team for the whole week? And that's it for me. Thank you so much for having me tonight. And I'll see you next Monday for another segment of Behind the Scene with Lauren. Bye, everyone. Happy Monday.